AM Entertainment Astrology. Welcome. From October onwards, living on the planet will be much more difficult as the warlike planet Mars will come closer to Earth in the sign of Aries, where it is incredibly powerful. The most unsettled period will be the autumn months, the second half of September and into October and November. During this time, many will find that the problems which their country is experiencing as a whole are affecting their own fate and professional activities. The stars, therefore, would suggest preparing oneself for potential financial difficulty and frustration during the calmer months of 2020, that is, between January and May. With all this in mind, it is natural that this should be a turbulent time. Old economic and political systems will continue to break down. New countries will rise to a position of domination, taking the place of others. This process is already taking place, and come 2020, it will be plain for all to see. But no system will give up without a fight. The resistance of the old world will be stubborn and belligerent, but ultimately futile, as the year 2020 will put paid in a powerful way to the old political world model, as well as everything that has already exhausted its usefulness. We are already seeing signs of conflict between the old systems and the new. Hong Kong, Chile, Lebanon and the Yellow Vests movement in France are among the most evident signs of a new societal trend, and it is highly likely that protest movements will become more intense and more frequent. In general, the world is going to become more multipolar, whereas in the recent past it has been unipolar. The peak of wars between supporters of the old and the new order will culminate in the second half of 2020, the period lasting from July to December. Equally, the period between August and October may herald a huge global economic crisis that will affect all countries throughout the world. In this same period, we may witness peace agreements breaking down and active military hostility in hot spots around the world. In 2020, there are 6 eclipses, whereas most years feature no more than 4. It is to be expected that a greater number of eclipses occurs in years that are said to define the development of events for many years to come. Personal life love is not cancelled just because there is a crisis. There is reason to hope that while humanity exists, love will live on, and in this regard, 2020 may turn out to be a surprisingly interesting year. Many will make unexpected decisions that have long been put off till later. Unstable unions are likely to fall apart, and relationships that have been facing difficulties may find that any unresolved issues become amplified now to the extent that they are impossible to ignore, and, in this regard, the second half of 2020 will prove to be the most problematic. Couples bound by sincere, genuine feeling, however, may find themselves taking their relationship to a new level by deciding to move in together or getting married. That said, in the next few years, the very institution of marriage may come under serious review. In the Aquarian age, marriages will tend to be built not on the basis of a stamp on a marriage certificate or material values, but on love, equality and spiritual unity. Guest marriages will see increasing popularity, and women are likely to gain complete independence. Gender roles and differences are also likely to continue to blur, as Aquarius is a sign associated with androgyny. And whereas some signs of this trend are apparent now, in the near future, over the next decade or so, it will become quite blatant. Children born at the end of 2020 will show unusual abilities. The skies will grant them the talents of scientists and inventors, and with time they will become true initiators of progress in their chosen fields. These will be the real indigo children, clever, spiritually developed, talented and honest. Climate. A shift in astrological age equates to a shift in climate, and the climate will be changing everywhere. Mars in the fire sign of Aries in the summer months may stimulate large fires in Russia and other countries. The 3 summer eclipses may portend natural disasters around the world. In this regard, the solar eclipse of the 21st of June 2020, which according to ancient texts threatens harmful atmospheric precipitation floods, is especially significant. Countries whose borders are on a coast would be advised to take precautionary measures, in particular America, England, France and Spain. In Russia, there may be repeats of floods and forest fires, the like of which we have seen before. In mountainous landscapes, earthquakes are also a possibility in the second half of 2020. Despite it all, this is not a forecast to predict an apocalypse. This will not be the first time that humanity has experienced periods of intense upheaval, and we will cope as we always have done, and more people will start focusing on ecological concerns. Fashion with the three most important planets in Capricorn, designers will be impelled first and foremost to focus on the color black and classic combinations with white. A secondary place will be occupied by shades of gray, with dark blue and dark green colors also getting a look in. Leather will make a comeback, and classical suits and retro outfits are likely to be popular again. Discoveries towards the end of 2020, we will be seeing the first inklings of innovative modes of transport which by 2025 will have become firmly integrated into our lives. Digital technology will flourish and the world will become even more virtual. There may be significant discoveries in medicine, including a new cure for cancer. Likewise, important discoveries will be made in IT and the space industry. Cryptocurrencies have a promising future. These will be adopted by many countries and over time come to replace our existing money, similar to when plastic bank cards replaced cash. Health. Mars in Aries is responsible for all ailments associated with the head, so people who suffer from this kind of health issue should be especially mindful to take good care of themselves. The combination of Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn in the sign of Capricorn can provoke various skin-related illnesses as well as problems with the musculoskeletal system, bone structure and spine. The number of people affected by cancer will increase, so make sure you take the time to attend regular checkups with the doctor, as cancer can only be cured when caught in the early stages. The world stage. The years 2020 and 2021 are crucial for all humanity. Unrest in the countries of the European Union will intensify as these populations come to understand that the position of the political elite fails to represent the interests of the majority. EU residents will face a fall in standards of living which may spark demonstrations and strikes in France, Germany and Spain. The situation in England may become highly unstable, and the United States will not be exempt from crisis either, which will be economic as much as a political in nature. It is likely that the situation surrounding President Donald Trump will become even more complex. The confrontation between Trump and his opponents will intensify, and discord among the American elite could culminate in a crisis capable of rocking the entire system. This in turn would cause the value of the American dollar to plummet. It is probable that the dollar will begin to fall by 2021 and continue to decline. The United States and China are unlikely to find a common language, and I fear the trade war between these two great powers will continue, and in the longer term, China may come out tops. In China they have a saying, "God forbid you should leave in times of change." And yet we are living in times of change, global change no less, and so I wish everyone patience and the earth peace and harmony. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye.